So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at all of these games that we got
for this week coming up.
for this week and try to pick and see who's gonna win, and then maybe why you think they're gonna win, or if there's any underlying, story behind that or whatever. But we're gonna look at it as it is, right? So
A 9:30 a.m. game.
a
on
9:30 a.m.
I believe it's overseas somewhere. It is the Seahawks and the Bucks.
Seahawks and the Bucks at 9:30 in the morning in Munich.
Yep, Germany, right?
Golly, what type of games is this?
Yeah.
I got Tom Brady starting this week, so I have no room for error out there. Take yourself out there to Germany, yo, and focus on your game, yo, and leave all of that stuff behind as far as your personal life.
I'm gonna tell you like
and
this.
Get it done.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Geno Smith has had a resurgence. Definitely rejuvenated his career with these past few starts he didn't have with the Seattle Seahawks and wins he didn't been able to rally out there, bro.
And I respect that too. To sitting at 6-3, and honestly,
disconnected.
When you look at a guy like Geno Smith, who was written off for a while, and the NFL, especially at the quarterback, it's all about opportunity. It's all about getting that one shot and going out there and getting it done.
Stat line to stat line. As it going into this game, comparison between Geno Smith and Tom Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith is 207 for 283 attempts with 2,200 yards. He got 2,199 passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Tom Brady is 260 for 398 attempps.
Mm-hmm.
2,500 passing yards.
Right.
10 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Mm-hmm. But no, and at the end of the day, you look at it, the weapons aren't the same. You're dealing with, obviously Tom Brady is a great quarterback. He has proved that year in and year out, but it's just like now at this point, we look past that, and that's exactly why I was getting ready to sit here and look up like the defensive aspect of it, because it's like they could both go out there and do that, but at the end of the day, it's not them versus each other.
Facts.
They both in situations where they really need, like the Bucks desperately need a win. Yep. You seen they won the game, and as soon as they won the game, he come back and they found him and Byron Leftwich was hugging each other.
Oh no, they just can't. They were.
You know what I'm saying?
They were on a 2-game losing streak. They had lost to the Panthers, and they had lost to the Ravens.
Yep.
They just beat the Rams last week.
Yep. But at the end of the day, it's like they were reeling to get that win.
Wait a second. They were on a 3-game losing streak up to that point.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. Needed that. And they're going to need this one too. Otherwise, they're going straight back to, the questions. What exactly are they doing? They're going to be sitting at 4-6, they lose this game. Or you look at the Seahawks, who could be sitting at 7-3.
Yep, 7-3.
And that's a
team that nobody could say that they projected it to be 7-3.
Now take that back to the point of what we was talking about Geno Smith and why he is mainly the catalyst of it, because the offense is booming and their defense is damn near in the bottom of the league as far as defensive rank.
Yeah.
Yards allowed. They're literally at the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? They're not in the company. You look at the bottom half of this, you see Seahawks down here with the Cardinals and the Panthers and the Vikings and the Raiders and the Steelers, all of these teams, bro. Outside, and that's the thing with that. That's what I mean by how good he's doing. Minnesota offense, banging. Seattle offense, they banging too, and they getting it done. Yep. Now, Arizona, I don't like y'all at all. Y'all just be bluffing. Everybody else on here, cheeks. So the only exceptions out of this, or the team that's lower than them, is a team that's better than them.
Is the Minnesota Vikings.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a major accomplishment for this to be happening for them, man. And defensively, the Raiders just, they don't want to play no football. It's a long story with them. We got a lot of injuries. We'll get to that one of these days. But yeah, man, I firmly need
the Buccaneers to get this win.
I need them to win in a certain fashion, though.
Hey, Rome, what's up, brother?
Call your folks. Call your folks and tell them to come on with the bull.
So next we got the next game. The next game is going to probably be the game of the weekend.
What's that?
the Vikings versus the Bills.
Now, maybe it could. Well, either way, it will be, but it definitely could be making more news because of how Josh Allen might be hurt. You know what I mean? He having a little situation now. He ain't practicing, so he's either minding the injury really well, or they're just trying to really evaluate and see where it's at in a couple of days. And either way, that doesn't bode well for the long run because he's a quarterback. It's a throwing arm, so.
Yep. So got that at 1 o'clock. So who you got in that one? Well, wait a second. We're going back to the Seahawks and Bucks. We're going with the Bucks.
Yeah, I got to go with the Bucks on that.
I'm gonna go with Geno.
Oh, that's fine. I feel like the Bucks can get it. They should be able to get that done. At the end of the day, dog, if the Bucks are playing, if they're playing good football, man, they got weapons out there. Get it done. Mike Evans, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Next we go into that Vikings Bills. Woo! I like the Vikings. I like what Kirk Cousins and them is doing out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, their defense, iffy.
Yeah.
That Bills Mafia up there, a little different. But like you said, Josh Allen might be hurt.
With Josh Allen hurt, it definitely changes the scope and almost the commitment that you have to the Bills. Because at the end of the day, the Vikings are not bad. They're 7-1 and lost to an undefeated team. Regardless of however people may think about their team and whoever they've played, they've handled their business. You know what I'm saying? They've only lost to the undefeated team. So they'll be ready to play and they'll be ready to step up to the plate. And the Bills just have to be able to sustain it if they don't have their leader in Josh Allen. But you got to think with the Bills, though, dog. Like you was just saying, when you look at the Bills, you don't just think about their offense. You know they got defense. You feel what I'm saying? You know they have weapons throughout the offense. It's not like you just say one player.
Dang, but yeah, it's some big names on the injury report for Buffalo. Tre'Davious White, questionable. Kier Elam, questionable. All defensive players. Tremont Edmonds, questionable. Jordan Poyer, safety, questionable. Josh Allen, questionable.
I'm going to tell you like this. Everybody on there that's questionable besides Josh Allen is playing. Tell you that.
Get out there.
You know what I mean? And that's just on the strength of the game and the big game they about to play. But they at home, and at the end of the day, like I keep saying, they're not a one-man band. They have the talent and the ability to get out there and get it done. Like, obviously, you're looking at Case Keenum, and you obviously wonder what you're going to get. But they got weapons, bro. Diggs and, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at the defense when you got Vaughn out there, and you got, man, come on, yo.
Buffalo in that game.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Buffalo on that, too. But that's all depending on if Josh Allen plays, I got Buffalo. If he don't play, I got the Vikings, and it's solely because at the end of the day, bro.
It's definitely a drop off once you get Josh Allen out.
I'm always offense over defense. Vikings can get busy at all three levels: quarterback, running back, wide receiver. If the Bills don't have they're gonna be a little bit behind in that aspect.
Maybe a little, but Singletary might have a good game though. Like I said, the Vikings defense has been spotty.
Okay, but then Cook could have a good game too, though. Or Jefferson could have a good game. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he's playing still. Is he out there?
Who, Jefferson?
He ain't hurt, is he?
Who? No, he ain't hurt.
I was stealing. I was on it.
He ain't hurt ass stealing. No Jefferson.
I'm thinking about Chase. Chase is going.
So yeah, just give me the Vikings. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Vikings because either way you're gonna be dealing with a banged up Josh Allen anyway.
Or Buffalo.
Got Buffalo. All
Next
right.
we got Lions and Bears. Lions, Tigers, Bears. Oh my.
Lions and Bears. I'm gonna have to go ahead and go with the Bears just because the Lions. I mean, I would like to see them do something, but it's just unrealistic at this point, man.
I like the Lions have been making strides. They've been in a lot of close games. They've been in some games. But recently I've actually gotten to watch Justin Fields. I like the kid.
Yeah.
And he's a dog, so I'm going to have to go with the Bears, bro.
Chicago at home, too. I mean, Justin is...
The Bears. His defense couldn't get him off the field the other day, though, man. Like, he had him in the game. But I'm going to go with the Bears on that one.
I got Bears.
Going with the Bears as well.
The Bears. Then we got Broncos and Titans.
Broncos and Titans. I'm going with King Henry and the Titans.
With the Titans sitting at 5-3. Need a good win right here.
King Henry.
That would be real good for them right now. even though they're sitting at first in the AFC South, which isn't really, something just really,
To brag about.
But still, they
Sure.
just go ahead and just, put it. You got the Packers after that, Bengals after that, then you got the Eagles. So you can put yourself in a pretty good position within these next 3 games, knocking all 3 of these wins out. Because they should be able to beat the Broncos, which I'm picking them to beat the Broncos. And then I feel like they can beat the Packers next week because I don't know what's going on.
That might be Philly first loss.
Bengals, they should be able to handle them. But I don't know what's going on with Cincinnati this year. And then the Eagles, so.
You know what's going on with them?
That's December.
Cinderella story is over with.
And that's, they don't play them till December. So we don't know what team Philly could be by then. I mean, even still with that being said, they've had a great season so far. But we ain't even worry about that right now. I got the Titans too. Jaguars, Chiefs.
I'm definitely not going with Jaguar Black.
Yeah,
I'm going with Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs, too. That's pretty self-explanatory. The Jaguars, I don't think they match up well with them at all. That's just Chiefs at home, too. Again, sitting at 6-2. Yeah, they're going to need that. Dolphins, Browns.
Browns and the Dolphins.
Again, that's another self-explanatory. I'm going to have to go with the Dolphins. The Browns. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no. I was tripping. I'll say that for week 11. We got a couple more.
And the Texans.
Giants, self-explanatory. Texans are going through some things.
Trash.
Saints and Steelers. Oh my Lord, this is just a lot of. What's this? It's a cardio week.
Hey, listen, my guys got a bye this week, so we're good.
All right, Saints and Steelers. Who you got?
I'm going with the Saints.
I know you is, but it's only because you got to. I'm going with the Steelers. They at home. Let's go, Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? Rooting for you all the time.
Next, we got a trash bowl for sure.
What's that?
The Colts versus the Raiders.
Colts Raiders. Now, if you look at this game, and I'm glad that you brought this up now. Look at this here, right? Look at this game. You got the Colts at 3-5-1, right? Raiders at 2-6. What you are gonna look at here is the Colts leaving this game at 3-5-2.
You must have been reading my mind, because I was going to say, I think this game is going to end in a tie. Doo-doo bowl.
And the Raiders is leaving 2-6-1. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Yo.
Neither one of these teams know how to win. They don't know how to win.
Stink.
The point is, when you go out there and you lace up and you play football, you play the game at a level to where
Certain creed.
it's a certain type of style you got to get out there with, especially when you call yourself. And you know what I blame? I blame this move to Vegas because everything as far as the imagery was stripped from them when they left the streets of Oakland.
Hey,
There's no more grit with that. It's all glam.
And then on top of that, you got everybody caving. Waller, Jacobs.
Adams.
The top 4 players outside of Adams. Matter of fact, I think Adams might be out this week too. But if he not, it's literally Carr and Adams as far as their best players playing this week. Now with the Colts, they not even, and the sad part, the Colts are just not even that much better. So I know this is going to be a tie. If I had to pick a winner, I definitely would pick the Raiders because the Colts just don't have it.
so let's see what we're going to do. So we got Brad at the Raiders, right? Hunter Renfro, out. Darren Waller, out. Intel Perryman, questionable. Keelan Cole, questionable. Another linebacker, questionable. And everybody else is on injured reserve. But, yeah.
What are we supposed to do with that, man?
Do what y'all gotta do, man. We had to deal with this last year. I ain't trying to
What did you deal with? You dealt with the lack of being able to compete because you didn't have the sources.
That's what we're talking about here. Injury?
No, what I'm talking about is answering the question as to what you doing as far as all this injury report. I'm just letting you know what that means.
Yeah, you ain't got nobody out there to compete.
Yeah, so
You better get out there and figure it out.
the point in the matter is we don't have it and we can't force it out there. So
We had the most injuries last year in the league and was one game out the playoffs.
That is because you're not playing in the same type of environment that we playing in, man. We already done been through this. And I ain't trying to hear nothing about how Cincinnati went to the championship last year. Don't prove nothing. They cheeks. You know what I mean?
So what are we saying here? What about what's going on over there? Where y'all at?
Dog, how many times we got to keep doing this? This is what I'm keeping.
Get straight to the nitty gritty.
This is the problem.
What is the main problem with the Las Vegas Raiders that you see right now, and it's keeping y'all away from being successful? If you can pinpoint one or two or a couple of them.
To me, it's not like a specific.
Is it like a cultural? Would you say? Would you more so say it's a cultural thing?
It's not a specific word. It's more or less like letting off the gas. Niggas gave up 3 17-point leads this year, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's not.
I definitely feel what you're saying.
So,
talking about that.
So you sit here, yeah. I mean, you look at them right now, giving up 3 of them joints. You take away half of that loss column, and you put them at 5 and 3. It has a totally different outlook on your season.
Right? Different.
But you get a draws up on 3 different occasions.
You can't finish the game.
You can't afford that for one, because of situations when you losing Renfro and Waller and you losing Jacobs, and because injuries happen in football. Obviously, it does. You know that firsthand because of last season. So you can't afford to be in these games and not finishing them. That's all I'm saying. And then you couple that with the fact that, man, listen, yo, these guys got a lot to learn.
Yeah. So moving on.
Tie game is what I'm picking for that.
I agree. But if I had to pick a winner, who we be talking about? It's the Raiders and Colts. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Yeah, they in Vegas too.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Next, we got a pretty decent. Nah, it wouldn't be decent. It used to be decent.
No, this is gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game because the Packers got a lot of attention on them right now, right? And then you couple that with them playing the Cowboys.
Listen here.
This is gonna be one of them ones that if Aaron Rodgers come out here and act a damn fool this time.
Listen here, y'all. The Cowboys are gonna demolish the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna tell you this. Aaron Rodgers, just go ahead, just chalk it up, buddy. Retire that because it's not looking good for them out there. You seen their last couple performances out here, bro? Downright ridiculous. And the way the Cowboys defense is playing, they got one of the top defenses in the NFL right now, bro. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be all over him like white on rice.
Mm-hmm. Now, based on what I seen last game, I seen this chin strap all in here.
What I'm telling you is, what's my man name?
Parsons.
Well, yeah, all of them
on his back.
DeMarcus Lawrence. All of them.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Wasn't you talking about him at one time?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he be getting it done on there.
Man,
nice
Cowboys,
and agile, too.
The Cowboys should make easy work of the Green Bay Packers.
In Green Bay. It's going to be 44 degrees out that thing.
And if they don't, that says a lot about the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, that's what they can't afford to be losing games like this. You're looking at being, you know what I mean? You're looking at being 6-3 or 7-2. Make difference, you know what I mean? You gotta play them Eagles and stuff like that. So, you got the Cowboys in that?
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too. Let's go ahead and just hey, we'll see.
I don't even like how that feels saying that, but yeah.
Like young folks say, keep it real. That's real. Shit. Cardinals and the Rams.
Probably be another doodle bowl. But honestly, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. My man D Hop is back. I'm gonna just go off the strength of that. The Rams have been up and down. Even though that they home, they 2-3 at home. They lost a lot of games. They lost. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I'm comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I just think the Cardinals just don't. I don't know what.
I feel like D Hop might go out here and get busy on Ramsey and them.
No, that could be the case, but even if you look up, like every week we look up with them, it's something different with Kyler Murray. Like you cussing coaches, and which is you gotta think like some people would mask it and holler it's passion and shit, but it's some sort of disarray over there that you can see.
Like the great Emmitt Smith would say, it's a debacle over there.
Yo, he should have used it for that.
It's a debacle over there in Arizona.
Yeah, man. Then and to me, it's like let's look at their offense because the defense is giving up. The defense is giving up almost 30 points a game.
The offense ain't too bad. It's like the middle of the road.
They averaging less points per game than the Las Vegas Raiders, and just a hair more than Jacksonville.
How many points? Who are they playing again? The Rams. They playing the Rams. What that Rams average a game?
How many points they average a game?
Yeah.
Cool. These boys dookie.
What's the bottom of that?
Oh man, 16. Y'all know. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but this is what I'm telling you right now. I'm not going for that. I'm not picking Arizona. Them boys
I'm telling you, yo, do not be fooled by that glitter and gold out there in LA with them Rams.
I'm not gonna be fooled by this glitter and gold. Kyler Murray throwing these temper tantrums and doing all this bullshit out there either. What you mean? What do I mean?
Listen, sometimes you might gotta get your coach a check.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. What the hell does that look like for you to be over there cussing back and forth with it? Hold on. And that wasn't even
one
my point.
question. One question on that.
I got you.
How does that make him the bad guy? What if he was correcting the coach about doing something luncheon?
Let me tell you something, yo. I want to ask you this right now, right? Because all of that could be well and true. Let me answer your question first, because you can't answer the question with a question. So if the coach was lunching in the heat of the moment, yeah, that does happen, right? But not in an environment and not in the fashion and not in the backlash and the aftermath to where as though it's just super questioned or whatever the case may be.
But my thing is, if anybody has that authority or that type of leadership to go at the coach, you would want it to be. You would think it would be your quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you and I both know that the quarterback, the owner, and the coach have not been seeing eye to eye all season for quarterback reasons.
And who sees eye to eye? Out of those three people, it's two out of those three that see eye to eye. Who is it? Who's the odd man out?
The coach.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying, even with that being said, there's some points of disarray between them two's relationship. And I'm not saying that's the cause of them losing, but what I'm saying is by that being the case and it being apparent, it leaves windows for that bullshit because you could lose your locker room like that.
The coach, not.
That's a fact. If your coach and your quarterback ain't got a good relationship or they got a rocky relationship, your locker room is kind of fucked up. And that does mean something. I don't care what nobody says. That means something.
It does mean something, but this is the thing, though. Like I know, one, if that locker room is on the side of the quarterback, that coach, the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
You're out of there. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting rid of Kyler Murray. That's not going to happen.
No, hell, that's the thing. I'm almost positive, like I'm certain about that.
Yeah, we're very certain. They're not getting rid of that, man. That's their franchise quarterback.
But yeah, man, that team, like, and I was going to ask you that too, as far as those two teams, because what we're talking about here is two teams we had very good expectations for before the season started. And I know we talked about this before, like as far as who was disappointing and who wasn't, right? But looking at those two teams, who would you say is more disappointing looking at those two teams, the Cardinals or the Rams?
I would definitely have to say the Rams. They're the defending champs.
Yeah. And they still got a lot of pieces.
That's why I'm going with the Rams.
You know what I mean? I mean, they're a little banged up, yeah, but who's not?
It's NFL. But yeah, I would say that definitely have to say the Rams. Because it's like the expectation for the Cardinals is still like, you can still give them that little bit of leeway. It's like they still trying to get there. You get what I'm saying? But the Rams, y'all just won the Super Bowl. Y'all expectations are going to be the highest. You get what I'm saying? So the letdown, I would definitely say, would be more so from the Rams.
Okay. All right, man. I think that's the last 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just them.
That was just them two at 4 o'clock. And then what's the primetime game at 8?
Prime time at 8 is the Chargers and the 49ers, right?
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, Chargers 49ers.
And I'm going with the Niners.
Going with the Niners. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Chargers. I think they got a situation where they're one of them teams that's like on make or break every week too. Because it's like how many times and what are we gonna get from Justin Herbert? What are we gonna get from? Are we gonna get you stepping into the next level?
Are you the next superstar quarterback?
What you gonna do, man? We're not gonna keep sitting here waiting around to see and giving you all these chances. Nobody else gets them. But they're not too shabby, bro. Like you sitting,
They
they
5-3.
5-3, and they have a good road record. So I cannot eliminate them from this
They got a
game.
better record than the 49ers.
So
Coming in 4-4.
yeah, I think they coming in hungry. I think they come in and get that win. I think they get that win, San Francisco.
The Niners are gonna get that win at home.
I take the
I feel
Chargers.
like Christian McCaffrey then had a couple more weeks of practice underneath his belt. Probably getting a little bit more comfortable out there. The game plan is probably definitely getting catered towards adding him in a little bit more, figuring out how to complement him and Debo Samuels at the same time. Once you get that connection down, you get that flow, and hopefully Jimmy Garoppolo gets a little bit more settled and a little bit more comfortable out there. I think they're gonna be good. And I think their defense is definitely up top of the league too, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely in yards, they're top of the league in yards allowed per game, and then as far as points per game, they're literally, sitting at 6th.
Yeah.
And it's literally by points like of margin. So like points, like tenths of margin, I should say, not points of margin, tenths of margin. But yeah, man, it's a very good thing to see, man, for sure. So that should be a good game, you think, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely think that definitely should be a good game. That out of the options that we had for the day, the Monday night game.
The battle of the NFC East.
Commanders versus the Eagles. Eagles at home. Coming off of a string of 8 wins in a row. Undefeated on the year.
Yeah.
Do you see the upset coming from the Commanders?
No.
Do you not see? You don't see them coming up to Lincoln Financial in Philadelphia,
I think
where they
Chase
don't
Young
carry
might
it
be
like
coming-
that.
I think Chase Young might be coming back, but I don't think that's going to be enough. And Heineke, he probably will have to play lights out, probably one of the best performances of his career to knock them off, or Jalen Hurts would just have to play one of the worst performances of his career.
Or maybe
But-
both at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I thought you were saying like it was either one or the other.
One or the other, yeah. One. That's what. That's
To
basically-
me, I think both would need to happen
Okay.
at the same time.
Okay.
Nigga gotta have a game in his life, and he
Gotta
gotta
get
play
bad.
extremely bad for them to win this game, yo.
But I think that Philly's going to win that game.
With all due respect.
But I don't think it's going to be a blowout like people might assume it to be, looking at it and looking record-wise, because the Washington was in a swing with the Vikings last week. They had them on the ropes. They should have won that game.
But that also be the reason why I gotta count them out and certain people out of them type of situations. Raiders.
But I'm just saying in the sense that they can compete with them type of caliber of teams.
Do you think I give a damn about competing when our team be having leads on niggas, man? If you're blowing it, you ain't got it. Pause. If you don't have it to close the door, you don't have it, yo.
Hey, man.
And I ain't trying to hear that you're 4 and 5 and we 2 and whatever. Y'all cheeks.
Well,
Nah, I ain't gonna hate on the Washington Commanders like that. I just think they overmatched in this game because the Eagles are just blazing, and they've been taking care of business all year. So it ain't no knock to them.
I just don't see Philly. Go to click on Philly. It's what's their upcoming schedule.
After this game,
See what they looking like going forward. I mean, but honestly and truthfully, it's not going to be that tough because they do have the second easiest schedule in the NFL.
yeah, and it shows because they play the Commanders, then they play the Colts, then they play the Packers, they play the Titans, which will be the first of assumed tough games.
That's
in
what
this
I
whole
was
stretch.
saying. I believe that they're going to have their hands full with the Titans. But considering that A.J. Brown came from the Titans, I think he might show out against them.
Yeah.
But I feel like Derrick Henry might go ahead and they might be all right. But I feel like that would be their first true test. But Aaron Rodgers might try to play upset. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Might try to play the upset king. Try to, hey, I still got a little bit, but we'll see.
No, what I was ready to do. At the same time, though, you talk about Derrick Henry and, his presence out there, obviously, but you're not dealing with a shabby defense.
No, the Eagles defense is definitely playing lights out. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's working in their favor. They got a favorable schedule, and their team is clicking at the same time. You can't really put that blame on them. You can only play what's in front of you. I understand that, and it just seems like they hit stride right along with the schedule being mainly in their favor for real.
Damn, that's what I mean. Handling business.
But what I'm also going to say is I don't know how well that is going to help them going forward, like looking towards the playoff, because if you really haven't had to face like any turmoil, any type of like adversity like that, you just kind of running through these teams. When you really face somebody in the playoffs,
You want to be battle tested
exactly
in some capacity. But I mean, that's when you start to looking at some of these scores in these games. They had a tight one, pause against the Cardinals, but that's been the closest game all year when they won by 3.
Saying though, what are the Cardinals that?
No, definitely not.
I'm
And I'm pretty much complimenting your point because that's the closest. That's what I said. You got to get to looking at the schedule because maybe you could find something there. But then you won by 3 against the Cardinals.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Granted, it was in Arizona. That's a tough win. That's something that you know what I mean? Yeah, which is cool, but it's not. That's not.
They didn't have all their pieces at that time either. Because when was his loss? Early in the season. When they played the Cardinals early on in the season, right?
Week 5.
Week 5. Yep. Because Hopkins didn't come back to week 6.
Yeah. Then they beat the Cowboys the week after that.
And that was a good win.
All right. Then literally since that Cowboys game, they had.
I would say the Cowboys have probably been their toughest opponent, but in that sense too, Dak Prescott didn't play that game, did he? Was he knee hurt still?
Yeah, because I think that came back against the Steelers, right? No, I'm sorry. That came not the Steelers. That came back 2 weeks ago, right?
It wasn't against the Eagles.
Yeah, it wasn't against the Eagles. No, because either way, I think that's what I'm saying. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I think he came back the week after.
Yeah, click on it. They had Cooper Rush. They were still trusting in Rush. Yep, Cooper Rush was out there.
Mm-hmm. So, at the end, that was a tough game for them. But I think ultimately the best opponent that they played this year was the Vikings, even though it was early and it ain't proved yet. But the Vikings wound up proving that.
Yep.
So yeah, I got the Eagles. I mean, that's a pretty easy one.
The Eagles, love the Eagles.
So yeah, man, that's gonna be that right there is the predictions. I mean, I don't know who win and who ain't, but I know the Raiders better do something, or I'm gonna be looking to do some other things next year.
Hey, I just know that the Ravens have won. What we on, like a 2-3 game win streak.
I think 3 games.
I feel like we got our bye. We got a good time. We can get some players back healthy. Yeah, actually go to the Ravens because who we got coming off this bye? We got I was just looking at the schedule. Who do we got coming off this bye?
Y'all sitting atop the AFC North.
Yes, we are.
At 6-3. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Coming back to play the Panthers, which should be a nice way to get back loose. But y'all better not be on that bullshit, man, because you know.
Panthers, Jags.
Panthers, Jags, Broncos at home, which is good because you ain't got to go to Mile High. Yep. Steelers at home, which is always what it's going to be.
Steelers, Browns, Falcons.
No, Steelers is at Steelers. I said at home. I'm tripping.
Yeah, it's at Steelers.
At the Steelers, at the Browns, 2 good road. Well, 1 good road game and another tune-up.
Then we get the Falcons. Then we get the Steelers and Bengals.
Yeah, man. It seems to be.
I think we're still on pace and track for the predicted 12-5 that I said we were going to be this year.
Maybe.
Looking at that schedule right there.
Based on what I'm looking at right here, I don't see one loss.
I do. We could definitely run into some trouble with the Broncos because, you still got Russell Wilson out there. And we still got 1, 2, 4 divisional games left. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's always tricky.
Mm-hmm.
So I would that's why I say at most 2 more.
If y'all are what y'all say y'all are and what y'all can be, y'all should not literally lose none. All of these opponents is
I don't think we should. But what I'm saying, I'm just.
Like the losing to the Panthers would be disappointing. No. The Jags would be disappointing. Like you said, losing to the Broncos could be understanding, but not really. Them dudes they sorry.
Yeah, they still do.
Steelers sorry. Browns sorry. Falcons sorry. Steelers again sorry. Bengals it could go either way because it's the last game of the year. Y'all might not even be playing those starters.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm giving this.
So y'all shouldn't be. Yeah, y'all should be all right.
No more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that will definitely be the same prediction. I'm on track, 12-5.
No, that's good. Yeah, that'll be good. Still some bullshit. But
Raiders 2 and what?
we got a lot to deal with. Some bullshit.
As my man Bubba Dog would say,
Trash.
what's my man name out there, Queen? He's rolling over.
Huh?
My man is rolling over, yo.
Who?
The old man. The old owner, yo.
Oh, man. Al Davis,
Al is
man.
rolling over right now.
Yeah, he hot. Because niggas ain't taking no chances out here and signing no Super 8. You know what I mean? Doing no bullshit. I think Al Davis was doing illegal stuff.
The man
back then.
said not taking no. They just got a top.
That's this year, man. It's the first time we had a superstar player in Oakland in a minute, dog. Like, what you mean?
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, finally.
David Carr's been there. I mean, not David Carr. What's his brother? What's his name, man?
Derek.
Derek. I'm sorry,
The
Derek.
point is, I said super, like, you know what I mean? Derek. I mean, Devontae Adams is a superstar. He's the first one to been there in years. But anyway.
Tell your guys to stay sober and drive out there.
Hey, man, I don't want to have to get to starting on what y'all got going on up there as far as a
What's up?
football club in Baltimore.
I mean, get off your chest. How you feel?
I mean, I'm not one to subject people to what they had to go through in the past.
That's what we talking about now.
Yeah,
That ain't affecting us now.
Yeah,
We
you know,
got
see,
through that.
that's the see. I don't know what y'all did. I don't even know what's going on over there, yo. Y'all got a lot going on over there. It's guys over there with deep and dark secret histories, yo.
Nobody in that Raiders organization,
Man,
I
shaking it
guarantee
up,
you, has
going to the
any
club.
room to talk. You guys' team is based in Sin City,
All right.
based in Las Vegas. Do you know what type of deep dark secrets these people probably got over there?
Yeah, that's why we
What they doing at nighttime, shaking it up?
ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I think I'm ready to go somewhere else, and that's exactly out
Might
of the
as well come
NFL.
up, go
I
downtown.
don't have time for all
You
that
a
this
Lamar
point.
Jackson fan.
No, hey, that has nothing to do with nothing.
Favorite player.
I'm a fan of a lot of players. I'm not gonna be a fan of their team.
That's bullcrap. Your favorite player in every other league is your team.
No, that's not the truth.